Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me now and see my screen now? Please let me know if you can hear me and if you can see the screen now. Please let me know. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Okay, I'm seeing some yeses. Woohoo! So sorry about that, y'all. I have a little tech issues back there. Just a few. All right. You can hear and see. Good, good, good. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. Y'all know I try and be respectful of time, and I don't enjoy being tardy, especially if I'm tardy due to tech issues. Now, I'm going to do my best to try and toggle back and forth between the screens just to make sure that y'all can still see my screen as I move along the training. Hopefully it doesn't drop or blank out, but if it does, then we'll just run it back, okay? Now, please write your questions down when we sorry, as we get started. I'm not going to be stopping because it's just always easier to answer questions at the end. Just because a lot of times when y'all ask questions, sometimes I have a follow-up question to your question, or sometimes you'll ask a question and then we kind of squirrel off into another pathway. And so it just works better to do the Q&A at the end, okay? And next that you guys need to know that's going to be a little unusual for me today. Normally, I always have my phone on silent. I'm sure you guys are familiar or understand with what I have going on right now. For those that don't know, my mother did just pass away. So, the family, we still kind of got a lot of things that are going on. So, normally I have my phone on silent, but I'm gonna have it on. And so, it shouldn't. They all know that I have a training though, so it shouldn't be unless it's an emergency. Also, I want to ask you guys to excuse me because um, something is trying to get me sick. I did go to the doctor yesterday and they gave me lots of medicines. Okay, I have steroids, I have antibiotics, I have albuterol. Um, excuse me, I have all types of things. Okay, so I do apologize. I will have a little cough here and there throughout the stream that I normally don't have. And then also, y'all may notice when I'm speaking, I'm breathing a bit heavier. I promise I'm okay. I'm sitting in a chair. And I did not want to delay this training because, as y'all know, we were supposed to be doing this training last Friday. And y'all know I had my mom's funeral, so we rescheduled to today. And please do not be alarmed when we get done with training today at Q&A. I plan on resting. Okay, I will not be cooking any dinner. I won't be cleaning anything. I will probably go right over to the sofa and take a nap. So, so I'm pacing myself a little at a time. Okay. But y'all, please write down your questions because there's going to be this training. I'm actually giving out numbers and formulas, and so I feel like it may assist you guys. And I was initially going to just do a regular blueprint training where we just cover base level foundations, but I started going. Basically, what I did is I looked at who registered for today's training and for tomorrow's training, and I went to y'all's pages. I went to y'all's pages. I wanted to see what y'all were posting about. I wanted to see how many followers y'all had and stuff like that. And I was able to quickly ascertain that a lot of you guys, you have under 1,000 followers, or you're like in between 1,000 and 2,000 followers. There's a few of y'all that have 5,000, and maybe only 2 or 3 of y'all that I saw that had 10,000 plus. So I felt it was appropriate to do our training over how you make money with only 1,000 real followers. Okay. So it's still a blueprint to social media sales, but I have it curtailed for more like smaller accounts, or even if you have a bigger account, but you don't have a lot of followers. I hope that makes sense. If that makes sense, y'all let me know. And everybody give it up to the big God. Give me a hey, God, hey, because that's who has assisted me in helping over 900 people create six-figure incomes, even being able to acquire the knowledge and the skills that I have right now to be able to monetize social media accounts and to be able to assist pretty much anybody and monetize their accounts. So I don't know if there's anybody in here. Is there anybody in here? Is your first time being at training with me? If it is, drop the number 1 in the chat so I know. But basically, I'm a business builder. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an award-winning event designer. I'm the top social media strategist in the country. And it's really exciting that even ChatGPT knows that. I found out a few months ago, I was doing a mentorship, and some of the students in the class, they went and they asked ChatGPTs, and the ChatGPTs told them it's me, that I'm number 1, because I really am. So I'm very excited about that. I'm a Facebook Ads Genie. I have a master's in business, also have a doctoral. I'm a country girl. I grew up in the country on a farm, and I'm a former struggle bus rider. So that is that, okay? And that's all you need to know about me right now. And the more you hang out with me, the more you know about me. And I always put this screenshot in. Do y'all see? This is back in the day on my page. I only had about 266,000 followers at this point. And I still was out here making more money than people that had 10 million plus followers, which is crazy. But I also like for people to know that, like, I'm not speaking on anything in theory. Everything I'm doing is actually legitimate. These are things tested, tried, and true. Here's the end of my back end, so you can see, that we're making sales on a regular basis, hundreds of thousands of dollars in 30-day windows, because a lot of people, they're just speaking to you on things that they've made up in their mind. And then also, as y'all see, I have plenty of clients who are also making hundreds of thousands of dollars and tens of thousands of dollars every single month. This is $1 million month. I have 13 clients that have had $1 million months. I'm hoping I can get that up to 2021. Another 12,000. Anybody here could use extra $12,000 a month. And I love this with Amina. This is a brand new business, brand new concept, and she was able to do $6,500, and she only spent $50 on ads. Anybody here could use an extra $6,500 in a week or in a month. These are very, very real results. Okay. And all these clients do very different things. And then here's some of my more popular clients and more popular online and in the media who've attended these trainings, and they said yes. Each of these people are in the $1 million earning status now, multi-million. Tay is one of my 8-figure clients, which means he does over $10 million a year, and he's done that more than 3 years in a row consecutively. Okay. And so all of us started, they all started with like making $0 because it was a concept, or they were in business and they weren't making $1,000 a month yet. Is there anybody in here that's $0 as far as their digital business and social media company? And is there anybody in here that, maybe you're stuck at $10,000 or $20,000 a month? Let me know, so I kind of know how to curtail information as we go through training today. And if you're just now here, you guys, like, I am chatty, and I do expect you to chat back with me when I ask you questions. I absolutely, positively, 100% expect y'all to chat back with me when I ask you questions. And if I ask you something and you don't chat back with me, I'll just sit here, and then we'll all just be sitting here. And I don't think that's what any of us want, is it? I don't think that's what any of us want. Okay. All right. I see some just starting, and I see a couple of people stuck at the 10 to 20K, stuck in the low thousands. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to help you get up out of that. Okay, we're going to help everybody roll up. Excuse me. And more testimonials, more receipts, more clients, people that sell physical products, digital products, service-based business, people that are coaches, consultants, everybody in between, okay? We out here, we getting money in these streets, and I'm excited about it. All right? All right. So they are literally getting results from tapping into their social media monetization. And I'm going to show you guys how. And by the end of the training, you're going to know exactly what you need to do and how you need to put all this together and how you're going to be able to get results. All right. Most of my clients that follow the steps I'm sharing with you, it works for them, and it works for all kinds of businesses, industries, influencers. If you're an aspiring influencer, a coach, a podcaster, an author, a service provider, maybe if you like to do the Macarena and eat chicken wings, okay, it will work for you. Most of them are getting results through a program called Instacorn Academy. Instacorn Academy is my mentorship program, and I work with clients typically for 12 months. And pretty much, if you're a beginner, or if you are making under $25,000 a month in profit, not revenue, but in profit, you're a good candidate for Instacorn Academy. Okay, full transparency. So people come into a training like this, they say, "Hey, I like what that girl is talking about." And they decide to work with me one-to-one. And if one-to-one is not in their budget, then they come into Instacorn and work with me through small group. Okay. So today, basically, I'm going to share with you guys the process that works. I've isolated specific steps, and I know that they create profitable income online, and more specifically, they create profitability fast. And so I'm just going to share with you piece by piece, and then we'll get to the end. We'll do some Q&A, and also on top of the Q&A, I'll talk to you guys about how we can work together if y'all want to do that. And long story long, baby, I've been out here having a good time in life. Y'all see this picture over here? That's my mama. And that was the first time she beat cancer, and her dream car was a Range Rover. And I was so proud that I've become successful enough in business that I could get that for her. And baby, she loved that truck, okay? And she looked so cute in it. And I remember when she first got it, she drove to all of my uncle's houses and all of my auntie's houses to show them her truck, honey, and she would like hit the little suspension on it and all that stuff. Man, we've had some good times. I'm a blessed woman to be able to assist other people in business, but blessed to be able to accomplish my goals. And I feel extremely successful because I am a part of so many other people's success, right? If you're the only person getting money, you're not really getting money, okay? When you can get money and you can replicate it and show other people how to do it, yeah, now now you're cooking, okay? And I'm out here cooking, y'all. I'm frying stuff up. So I've been featured TEDx speaker, CNN, Shein, Control, Newsweek, Rolling Out, Breitbart, Business Insider, Forbes, Yahoo, Black Enterprise, the Atlanta Chronicle, Glambitious, a whole bunch of other publications. I'm a partner with Google, Microsoft. I speak at a bunch of colleges and universities. I've been on a crazy amount of podcasts. I can't even tell you all of them, okay? Long story long, I'm trying to tell you that your girl know her ish, okay? Out here in these streets. And so, but at the end of the day, none of that really matters to you about how many millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people I have in my audience. What matters to you is how we can get you to the point where you have hundreds of thousands and millions of people in your audience, and you have hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in your bank account. And just so you guys do not know, I started off as an event designer and producer. I still have my company. I still do fabulous, fantastic, over-the-top events. Yes, I built all that stuff with my hands, okay? So I'm good at helping you make money on the back end and systems and strategy. And I'm also really good at creating beautiful spaces. So, and this is a traditional business. So I have experience with running traditional brick and mortar businesses, and also I have experience with running digital, virtual, social businesses as well, okay? So why do we want to get started in an online business or using online to be able to create income for us? One, the system is broken, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all about it. It just is, okay? And I realized this probably close to 20 years ago. And when I realized it, I said, "Oh snap! I can't get stuck in the matrix." Okay, you do not have to go to school or collect a degree, y'all, to make hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars a month. Thanks to social media, because it really evens the playing field, and you can reach people all over the world right from your living room. Okay. Also, when you're doing online businesses or you're adding online offers, well, the cool part about it is you don't need any inventory. Also, you can create something that actually works for you and your lifestyle and your schedule, something that you know that you can maintain. Also, you don't have to deal with any office politics or crappy boss. Anybody like have to deal with people in their office that just make their skin itch? I do remember back in the day having to go into an office every day, and it was not the most exciting thing. And also trying to, watch what you are saying, watch what you are emailing, making sure that you're friendly but not friends with people, right? The whole shebang, the whole song and dance, okay? And a really cool thing about online space is you can make a lot of times in a week or two what is taking you all month to make at your 9 to 5 or with a traditional business. Okay. So we definitely want to capitalize on that. We want to leverage that. Okay. And so I had a big reality check, y'all, when I got out of college. I got my first corporate job and I was doing really well there. But then they brought in a new CEO and they decided that they were going to lean. I don't know if any of you guys have ever worked for a company or a corporation when they go through the process of leaning. It is terrifying. And I was watching people that had their jobs, had their careers, had been with these company 25 years, 32 years, some of them 40 years plus, come in and every day somebody was getting laid off yet, y'all, every day. Somebody was getting leaned out. And I was like, well, this is not how they taught me it would go, right? They're like, you be a good person, don't get in trouble with the law, you go to school, you get your degree, you get a job, right? You get your a white house with a picket fence, maybe a puppy, you might meet a nice boy or a nice gal, whatever you're into, okay? And y'all have life together. And I realized quickly that the system was trash. And that was not always the case. And even if you were doing the right thing, and even if you gave a company your all, and even if you came in early and stayed late and didn't use all your sick leave or your vacation, those people will still eliminate you. Okay. And they don't care about your bills you have to pay. They don't care about your debt. They don't care about who you're taking care of. They don't care if you're pregnant with your first child. They do not care. And I was just like, this right here is not going the way I thought it would. Okay. And then also, I also started studying unemployment for Black Americans and realized that our unemployment is always at a higher rate than everyone else in the United States. And a big part of that is because we don't own as many businesses, and a Black business owner is typically 8 times more likely to hire a Black person than any other group of people in the United States. Okay. Then I lived through this thing called COVID-19. I don't know if anybody remembers the vid. The vid was traumatic, and the vid ran havoc on all of us. Excuse me. And I watched 65% of people that had secure 9 to 5 jobs, I watched them disappear. I watched people start losing their homes and not be able to afford to put their children through school, and having to go to food lines and food banks, and people going through like depression and severe anxiety. And it was just a lot. And I was just like, Jesus. And then now we're living through Trump and the GOP and crazy inflation and people losing their health care insurance and social services, and the government actively fight to not give people their food stamps and get rid of the funding for the African American Studies museums and cut funding for HBCUs and tell nurses that they're no longer considered professional degrees. So it makes it harder for women to go to school now, and engineers and, MBAs. And so literally, it has been reaffirmed to me over and over and over again. You are a fool if you're one, depending on one revenue stream. And number two, putting that much of your future and your stability into someone else's hands. Okay. So the beautiful thing about social media is it is easy to meet people. It's easy to reach people. It's easy to monetize. And social media actually sends more traffic to websites and landing pages than even Google. So your little phone that's in your hand has the ability to make big profits for you and big results. Have any of you guys ever asked yourself some of the following questions, like you're working hard, you're being responsible, you're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing, and you still feel like you don't necessarily get to enjoy your life because you have so much responsibility, you have so much worry, or you have a lot of demands on your time already? Anybody ever ask yourself like, dang, when am I really gonna get to enjoy life? Because I'm doing what the people told me to do. and I don't have a lot of time for myself. And when I have a day off, I'm not really off because now I gotta run errands or go to the doctor's appointment or clean the house or food prep, right? Or I overcommitted to other people in my life. So I really just want to stay at home and go to sleep. But I told 16 different people I'd be there for them. That was me. And I'll support them. So here I am at your event. Here I am to help you move. Here I am to help you get ready, right? Here I am to run your facilities. Here I am to greet people. Here I am to clean up. Here I am setting up, even though no one paid me to set up, but I saw you were behind, so I got in there and I helped, right? Anybody ever asked themselves, when am I going to be able to live where I want to live and drive what I want to drive? That was something I asked myself at one point in time because, again, I was being responsible and I was doing all the things that they told me. But I'm going to tell you what they don't tell you so we can get you to where you want to go. Anybody ever had the thought, am I going to be laid off? I did at my first corporate gig. Because like I said, literally I was going in there every day, y'all, and they were laying people off. So every day I was like, oh my God, it's today my day. Okay. You ever ask yourself, will I have retirement? And if I have retirement, what will my retirement be like? Anybody ever ask themselves, when will I be able to do what I actually love, like pursue my actual passion? Or when can I stop stressing out over bills? Why does it feel like I'm doing everything by the book that I'm supposed to do and I'm still not winning? Anybody ever felt like that? Anybody ever asked themselves those things? If you have, give me a one in the chat. Okay. And I'm just letting you know that you're not alone. You're not the only one because I had all those thoughts. I had all those questions, baby. And I was over here pondering. I was like, what do I have to do to change this? Right? Where did I make a wrong turn? Like constantly just reevaluating all the things that I had been taught that just were not, they just weren't working out for me, y'all, at the time. Okay. So I realized, first of all, I was going to need multiple streams of income because anybody that I looked at that had time freedom also had financial freedom. And if they had them both, they had more than one stream of income. Do y'all understand that like time freedom is honestly probably more valuable than financial freedom? So if we can find a way, because there are people, they make a lot of money, but they're like prisoners. I see a lot of content creators, especially that spend a significant time online, and they're miserable because they're like, I spend 14 hours a day online. I spend 9 hours a day online. I would like to do this, but I can't because I painted myself into this corner, right? I don't know if any of you guys have ever met an executive that's like high powered and they're running stuff and they're snapping their fingers and people are jumping through hoops, but they're working 60 hours a week. So yeah, they're making a lot of money, right? And they're making a lot of decisions, but they're missing out on birthday parties and anniversaries and movie nights, and they don't have the ability to go to the kids' baseball game or have a family dinner, or they're not, at the potluck with their friends or the Bible study, right? Because everything's about work, 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 because they don't have the time freedom. So the goal is to have time freedom and also the financial freedom, okay? Now, why do we need these multiple streams of income? One, it does help with time freedom. Number two, it hedges against unemployment. So if you do lose your job or the economy collapses, you're still good to go. You can build an emergency fund. Also, it gives you financial stability and freedom of choice, which is super important, okay? Doing what you want to do versus what you have to do gives you a totally different attitude and a real different pep in your step. Also, you're able to pay down your debt and you can build wealth and invest, right? You got extra money to invest. That's fantastic, right? When we have extra money that we can buy IULs, we can buy land, we can buy properties with, we can buy city municipalities, all that good stuff, okay? So I realized that if I kept my 9 to 5, that I was not going to have my dream life. I understood that very quickly. And I realized that there wasn't going to be a reward for me for staying at a job for 30 years and being loyal to that job or to that company, because a lot of the bigger conglomerates, they have boards of people, and so they just care about the bottom line. And like I said, I was going in every day and I was seeing people be laid off every day, seeing people be let go that were loyal to these companies, that had given them everything, right? And in return, they got a good swift kick out on the bum. And got um some of them didn't even get severance packages, y'all. It was a hard reality for me. So I was like, I need to have income from multiple mediums because of the economy and economic cycles. And that's really what brought me into really going hard on the digital and social side. So don't get me wrong, I still build outside in the real world as far as traditional business, but I also have my income that comes from this that I'm able to use and invest into other things. And it's amazing. Okay. Now, I want y'all to keep this in your head even after today's training. Don't let unqualified people disqualify you. Don't let unqualified people disqualify you. Don't let unqualified people disqualify you. And what I mean by that is that there's a good amount of people, they have not accomplished any goals. They are not living a life that you aspire to. They may have tried what you're attempting to do, and because they failed, they're going to try and project it and put it on you. Baby, they don't know. Okay, they're not inside the club. They did not make it to the tiered rope. Okay, they didn't get let in. So therefore, they cannot tell you that you're not going to have success. And an unqualified person will definitely try and tell you that you're not going to have success. And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to speak to them and tell them your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. Okay. Now, did y'all know that only 15% of people in the United States have at least $10,000 in their bank accounts? And if it's you, you don't have to say it's me. I got less than 10,000. But I just want y'all to think about this, okay? Let's say we're going to be real conservative. Let's say you're living in like mid America or Southern America where the cost of living is a little low. So your average rent is $1,500 a month, okay? Then let's say you don't eat out. You know what I'm saying? You cook everything. So let's say your grocery bill is $400 a month. Okay, we up to 1,900 between rent and groceries. Then you got a phone bill and internet. That's another 100. Then you may have electrical and water. We go pretend like you don't have a gas bill. Okay, so that's another 200. So now we up to $2,200 a month. Then you need gas in your car, and let's pretend that you have a cash car or your car note is paid off, so you only have to have liability insurance. So let's say you're paying $75 a month for that. And then we got to put gas in the car. So let's say we do $125 a month and gasoline to get us around where we got to go. Okay, so now we up to $2,500 a month, and you ain't bought any hygiene products, no soap, no toothbrush, no toothpaste, right? If you're a woman, no feminine items. You don't have any cleaning supplies yet, and heavens forbid you want to, go out to dinner or to a movie, have a little entertainment, right? And you better not need any new shoes or anything. But let's say we're living very, very conservative, and this shakes out everything all together at $3,000 a month. Okay. If you are an American that has $10,000 in your account and it costs you $3,000 a month, okay, to pay for your health insurance, your auto insurance, your gas in your car, your electric, water, internet, phone bill, your and you don't have you ain't got cable TV either. You just bare minimum in out here, okay? You know what I'm saying, like the your rent, so a roof over your head, you just live in like super duper thin margins, and it costs you $3,000 a month. And if you're the average American and you got 10,000, the average American doesn't even have 10,000 in their account. So let's say you're above average and you got 10,000. That means you basically got 3 months if you lost your job, if you lost your income. You ain't got no nails done. You ain't bought no new wig. You ain't go to the barber and get a shape up. Nothing. Okay? I want y'all to let that sink in. Okay? And I want you to think about the fact that if you're like me, you spent years in school, years getting in debt, years getting degrees, years working and clocking in. So at the end of the year, they can tell me I got a 50-cent raise. That's a whole scam in these streets. Why would I do all of that when I could sit from my house and make an extra $5,000 a month, or $5,000 a week, or $5,000 a day, or $5,000 in an hour? When you really think about it, you'll start moving different, okay? And I want y'all to move differently. And so I basically discovered a way out that didn't take a lot of time, don't take a lot of money, don't take a lot of skill. It gives you a lot of freedom, and it has a big old payoff. And other people have been able to replicate making thousands of dollars a day from their home, creating the ability to do it easily. And you don't have to have any special equipment. It's just a simple system. And y'all, this is the same system that let me go from $10,000 a month to over $100,000 a month. And when I first started making money on Instagram and on Periscope back in the day, y'all, I had under 2,000 followers, okay? And I was still running a traditional business, which was taking a lot of time and a lot of energy out of me, okay? Anybody interested in this system? Is anybody interested in this system? Yes. Okay. I'm glad somebody is interested, child. Y'all was stressing me out. I was like, don't nobody care. I might as well go take a nap. So today I want to talk to you guys about 4 methods. These are not the only methods to making money online, okay? But these are 4 that work. And what I love about these 4 is you can add them to your existing business that you have already. And if you're brand new, because there were some of you guys that were like, you're brand new, you're just getting started out, you've made $0. So these will get you started as well. Excuse me. Okay. So the first one is going to be drop shipping, MLM, or print on demand. Okay. And even though I know we have tariffs, y'all, believe it or not, you can still do pretty well with drop shipping, MLM, and POD. For sure, for sure. You just have to kind of get clever with your vendors and start sourcing more from countries that have like the lower tariff rate. Okay. Coaching and consulting is another good one if you are an expert or you have 5 years plus experience in a specific thing. Okay. Digital products are a lot of fun. They are low hanging fruit. They're a great way to make money. Even if you have a traditional business or you're a service based business, it's really, really easy to incorporate digital products into your day to day and start making money without having to have an increase in inventory and overhead costs. And then memberships. I love a membership. At least 50% of you guys that are listening to this will be able to start making like an extra $20,000 to $30,000 a year your first year with a membership. Anybody here want to make an extra $20,000, $30,000 a year? And if you're really, really aggressive about your membership and recruiting, I do have clients who clear, $200,000, $300,000 their first year of opening up their memberships. Okay. But most people kind of, they don't go that hard. And so they're happy making an extra 20, 30,000 a month. All right. So let's talk about each of these methods. So the benefits of your drop shipping, your MLM, and your POD, which is print on demand, you guys, none of these require you to have inventory. You don't have to have any like substantial experience. You don't need a large investment for these, which is really great because with traditional business, like for instance, y'all know I have the planners that we sell. We have the 365 marketing guide, we have the profit planner, we have the success planner. And, I have to spend like somewhere between $75,000 to $95,000 at a time ordering in inventory, like shipments of planners. The manifestation mugs, I think I do like $20,000, $25,000 at a time per order, right? Getting those in. So that's more on the traditional side. And if you're doing like the drop shipping, the MLM and all that stuff, you don't have to do any of that. all that's unnecessary, and you still can make a good amount of money. Also, there's no retail space that you have to have, no warehouse space that you have to have. Okay. But what you do need are some vendors. You also are going to need a website, and a lot of times you need a site and some carts to be able to sell mobilely. You are going to need your social media pages because that's how you're going to be able to drive traffic and establish credibility. You are going to need an ads account. I'm not going to lie to you. All my clients that make a lot of money through drop shipping, MLM, and print on demand, every single one of them run ads. Every single one of them run ads. There is one caveat. If you already have like a really large following and your audience is really, really highly engaged, then you don't have to run ads. But most, like 99% of people, need to run ads to do well with this. You are going to need a payment processor, and you're going to need a bank account. And then, excuse me, there's an app that we like to use called EasyTree. Okay. Now, magical numbers for this particular thing, you are looking at $275 a day in sales. $275 a day in sales is going to get you to 100K in a year. Now, I don't want anybody to be intimidated by the $275 a day in sales, because the average consumer, when they go online and they're ordering, they're spending about $50 per order. So that really means you only have to have 5 customers a day. And when you think about it like that, it's not that big of a deal, right? If you're like, oh, 5 customers a day, I can do that. That's not hard. Excuse me. You also can sell 20, 25 items a day. This is going to work. If there are any of you in here that have a substantial following, you'll be able to sell through your stories and your page and also your ads. Okay. And you can sell 10 $45 items a day. Long story long, it's really easy to get to that $100,000 a year through a POD or drop shipping model. Okay. Next one is going to be digital products. Benefits of a digital product: you do not need any inventory. You don't have to have any experience. You don't need a large investment, and you don't have to have an office or retail space as well. What you are going to need for your digital product side is you're going to need an email autoresponder. You're going to need a lead pages account. You're going to need your social media pages. You're going to need a Canva account. You're also going to need some type of digital storage. So that's like Google Drive, Dropbox, Wistia, VMO, whatever you want to use. You're going to need a payment processor. You're going to need a bank account, and you're going to need an EasyTree. Okay. Digital products are things like your ebooks, workbooks, guides, videos, sound files, interviews, courses, classes, workshops, tutorials, graphics, websites, landing pages, swipe files, content bundles. There's a lot, or actually even creating content for someone because they can't create the content themselves. There are so many different variations of digital products and tons of ways to make money with them out here in these streets. Y'all give me a second. I need to blow my nose. It may be TMI. I'm so sorry. I apologize, y'all. Okay, y'all. I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. Um, bear with me. I'm trying to get on through. Another form of digital products: if you're doing landing pages, you can build graphics and websites for people as well. People will pay for that. Okay. When we get to the numbers, typically any of your Tripwire products, they can be priced at $9.99 to get started. And your goal is going to be to sell 10 products that are in between $27 and $47 a day. Or you can sell 4 products at $99 a day. And you would be amazed because depending on what the digital product is, A lot of times people buy bundles of products, and a lot of my clients that are doing digital products, if they're going beyond an ebook, okay, y'all see all the things I had listed as far as digital products. A lot of people just stop right here at the ebooks. Y'all, if you do an ebook with a workbook combo, or you have an audio file with an ebook combo, or maybe you do some classes or some modules and you add a workbook with it, it's very, very easy to start increasing the value, right? And then if you want to put a bundle together where maybe they get audio files, they get workbooks, they get swipe files, and they get some classes, that's very easily, a product that you can sell for $129 to $199, depending on the topic and the subject. And you can sell bukus of those, and that's very affordable for a lot of people. Okay. So I just want y'all to keep in mind when we get to digital products, think beyond the ebook. I'm not gonna lie to you, I get really irritated when I get online and I see people pushing people to sell an ebook, as if that's the only digital product that exists. And people, what happens? Y'all like, oh, I made an ebook and I used AI to make it. And then you're like, but no one's buying my book because that digital product probably didn't really make sense for you and it's not really adding enough value. So just keep that in mind when we get to digital products, okay? Ebook is scratching the surface, okay? That's a bare minimum. All right. Next. Coaching and consulting. Now, I love coaching. I love consulting. This is a very lucrative industry, y'all, but you have to be sure that you're actually qualified to be a coach or a consultant, okay? Benefits of this: it does not require any inventory. You don't need a significant investment. It does not require a large investment or a large price point as far as certifications. And it does not require an office or a retail space, because as long as there's the internet, you have the ability to reach your clients wherever they are. But what you are going to need is an email autoresponder. You're going to need some type of landing page. You're going to need your social media accounts. You're going to need a Canva account. You're going to need some digital storage, i.e. Google, Dropbox, Wistia, Vimeo, whatever you're using. You're going to need a scheduler like Calendly or Acuity. You also are going to need a digital LMS. You're going to need a payment processor. You're going to need a bank account, an Easy Tree, and you're also going to need something to show like your credentials or your qualifications as far as a resume. And my biggest thing is whenever we get into coaching and consulting, I typically think that you need at least 5 years in whatever you're trying to coach or consult with. You also can go to different schools and you can get certifications, y'all, to coach in different things. Okay. Please remember, when people come to you for this particular service, they are trusting you, right? If y'all come to me and say, Ashley, I want to be in your small group, I want to be mentored by you. Well, we're going to be good because I have decades of experience as a business owner, decades of experience when it comes to digital marketing, right? I have all kinds of accolades, awards, I'm inside of different groups and things like that. So it makes sense that I can assist someone in that particular way. If I was just getting online and I'm like, oh, I want to talk to you guys about digital marketing and there's so much money to be made, but I really haven't made any money, it's not appropriate for me to be a coach. Okay. So please keep in mind whenever we get into coaching and consulting, this is people's lives, this is people's livelihoods, and don't get in it for the money. You get in it because that's something that you really have a passion for and you really have a heart for people. Okay. So when we're getting into coaching or consulting, what do products look like for you guys? Workshops and master classes, discovery calls in any type of like one-to-one session. Okay. Small groups and courses. And then, of course, one-to-one coaching packages with building sessions or execution sessions. Anything, where you're keeping file and you're keeping a beat and a pulse on that client. Okay. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? I always like to throw that caveat out there for coaching, because people will be real quick to be like, I want to be a coach. And then I'll talk to them and I'll be like, you don't have the qualifications to coach in that. All right. Now, next, this is the one I love. I feel that 50% of you guys are going to be able to make money with memberships. Memberships are my favorite ways for small business owners to make money. What I love about memberships is if you are doing a good job in your membership, your members will keep paying, and this is recurring revenue for you. This is one of the easiest ways to make money online. You can do 1 to 2 weeks per month where you focus on recruiting new people into the membership. And after that, all your time is pretty much just spent in the membership, like creating a great vibe and a great experience for people. I love memberships because you can make a membership about when I say anything, y'all, I mean anything. Okay. So, what you're going to need in your membership, like what does that product look like? A resource section. Okay. You can't just say like you're a member and not have any type of resources, instructions, guides, worksheets, tips. You need something there for your members. Okay. We also typically need a community area in a membership. There are some memberships, they don't really do resources, but they're based off of community and they have different like channels, networking, resources, um, uh, expansion, development, stuff like that. Okay. And you can put all of these into a membership as well, too. You don't have to just stop at one. Now all memberships are going to need some type of Q&A time, whether that's a weekly, a daily, a monthly, if you have a board or a thread where people can drop their questions, either way. And then you typically need a monthly activity inside of your membership to keep your members engaged, and to keep them active. So even something like how I'm doing this webinar with you guys right now, you could have a special webinar for your members like once a month. You could bring in guest speakers. You could do fireside chats, okay? You could have in-person meetups. You could do virtual pajama jams. There's so many things that you can do to cultivate community and through like different mechanisms for having activities inside of the memberships, okay? Your magic numbers, okay? $9.99 to $19.99. This doesn't mean that you can't have a membership with a fee that's higher than that, okay? That's not what I'm saying. But typically, the higher the fee for the membership, the higher the value of the information has to be, and the more components it's going to have. So if we're doing $19.99 and people get to be a part of a Discord, they get to come to an exclusive monthly activity, and maybe you have like a weekly Q&A in there. A lot of people, if they're getting value out of it, they're enjoying the conversations, they're enjoying the time they're spending, they're going to pay for that, okay? But let's say you have a membership where you have a very extensive catalog of videos and modules. You have maybe over 20 different guides. You have a bunch of different plans in there. You have really cool trainings that are made that will help people hit their goals like quickly. You're doing weekly live sessions. You have tutorials. You have guest speakers that come in. And then from time to time, you have off-app events. Well, that's a membership that somebody may pay, especially if it's in a specialized industry, like you help real estate agents or neuroscientists, or you help authors get more book sales or get booked on stages and stuff, whatever. Okay, whatever it is, you have that, then they're going to pay more for that. Most people's memberships, $9.99 to $19.99 is great. And I will say, if you don't have a lot of resources and information, you probably want to make up with that in your membership, as far as having like multiple activities that are there for your group, even if it's just you guys watching shows and doing reactions or exclusive content and conversations for the members in your group. Okay. Now you want to sell 3 sessions or workshops. Any of you guys that are interested in doing like trainings or something like this, or like one-to-one on the coaching side, those are going to range in between $97 to $197. If you're a coach or a consultant, you're normally going to have some package that's in between $497 and $4,997, and your goal is to sell 4 to 6 of those. Sell one every other day. Okay. And normally, if something is 4 to 6 weeks, people will pay in between $497 and $4,997 for it. All right. Also, you can sell one $1,497 package, or one $4,997 package per week. Okay, this is for the coaches and for the consultants. So memberships, you're looking at $9.99 to $19.99 are your magical numbers. And of course, if it's more value, you can charge more. If you're a coach or you run a membership, doing some type of workshop or one-to-one session that's at $97 to $197 is going to be a really good way for you to make money. And your goal is to get 3 of those per week. Okay. And it doesn't sound like that much, but it starts adding up. 3 of those a week is going to average you about $1,200 a month. Okay. That's great extra money. You put that in with your monthly membership fee, you're easily making $4,000 or $5,000 every single month doing something that you love to do, that you would do for free anyway, right? If you're a coach or consultant, that's where you're going to get into the higher ticket things. And so you're looking to sell people into your 4 to 6 week programs or your 6 to 12 week programs. Okay. Now, these are called my 3-a-day formulas. I'm not sure if y'all are on devices where you can take like a picture or take a screenshot. But please do. Okay. Just so you have this for your record. So if you're doing drop shipping, MLM, print on demand, first time customers, we're looking to have an average sale of $50 to $97 a day. Okay. And with your return customers, we're looking for them to spend about $100 a day. So that's normally going to be 2 or 3 items. All right. If you do digital products in the memberships, we're looking for $19.99 for the ebook, class bundles, memberships, whatever it is that makes you feel good. If you want to put together a broadcast bundle, you can do that for $25. If it's a good bundle and you make a swipe file with it, you can do that for $99. Okay. These are enhancements, and a lot of people in your memberships will actually purchase those bundles, and they will purchase the bundles, the workbooks, the sheets, all of that. All right. And you're literally looking for just 3 people a day to purchase it. That's why it's a 3-a-day formula. Okay. If you're a coach or a consultant, we're looking for $147 sessions. Okay. If you're doing 3 a day, and you really don't have to do 3 a day because that would be 15 a week. If you get 10 a week, you're doing okay. So technically you could do 3 a day, 3 days out of the week if you're a coach or a consultant. Normally, if you can get 10 people on your calendar a week, you're going to be able to get one $14.97 sale every week. And it doesn't sound like that much, but it adds up. Okay. So if you're doing your $14.97 one per week, and then you have your 10 people sessions at your 10 sessions per week at $147, that's a pretty significant come up. That puts you at about 11,500 a month, if I'm not mistaken. Actually a little bit more, but that's pretty good. Okay. So I think it's like 11,779 or something like that a month, right? So that's how you literally go from $0 to like, hey, I'm making $11,000 a month, and I don't even have a big, huge following. So these are ways to get you to that 100K a year. Okay. So if we look at somebody like Maggie, when she first came to start working with me, Maggie wasn't even doing $1,000 a month. We built all her pages from scratch. We built the whole club and concept from scratch. We built her membership from scratch, which charging $25 a month, which gets her thousands of dollars every single month. We built the ads, everything, the packages, and she had no idea how to do it. But I helped her. I helped her along the way. She came and worked with me one-to-one. She started off in Instacoin and then realized she wanted to work with me one-to-one very quickly and popped into the KE cohort. And long story long, we did over $500,000 her first year within 12 months of us working together. Okay. And look at somebody like Jay Sweat. Again, that's another client that came from scratch. And so we built a system from scratch. We built together his products, the concepts of the group, the digital products. And then he had physical products, and he did really well with them and ended up selling that business. And like I told you, I'll tell you, it's one of my clients that does over $10 million a year now. The first year Tay and I worked together, we did like $3.8 million that first year. Okay. So basically, once you choose your path, it's just time to position yourself. And by path, I mean you're going to pick. Are you doing a membership? Are you coaching, consultant? Are you doing digital products? Are you going to be like a hybrid? But you're going to figure out what you can do, and because you can monetize everything. And here's some of the types of clients I've helped. When I say you can monetize anything, I really mean anything. So I've helped people that own hotels, restaurants, DJs, caterers, designers, people that own YMCAs, people that sell Herbalife. I've helped coaches, consultants, fitness trainers, bloggers, pastors, artists, people that sell planners, event planners, and designers as well, podcasters, landscapers, makeup artists, lawyers, doctors, financial advisors, credit repair servicers, realtors, real estate investors, speakers, authors, recruiting firms, MLM and network marketers, online and offline boutiques, cosmetic companies, domestic violence shelters, hairstylists, salon owners, gardeners, roofers, welders, hair care companies, and other social media strategists. Okay. I have a wide variety of clients that do so many different things. Okay. And they make so much money. Okay. So this is one of my favorite receipts. It's from Proud Failure. It was a brand new clothing brand. She had 703 followers and did $11,000 a month. And she hadn't even finished the material in Instacoin Academy yet, right? Crazy. So what did I do to help all these different people? Okay. First thing first that we did, we made sure to increase their market share. So basically building up targeted followers by thousands, and more specifically target followers that we knew that there was a good potential that they would actually want to buy the programs, the products, and the services. The next thing we did is we worked on generating at least 15 leads per week that were legitimate, because right, if you're doing 3 sales a day, 3 times 5 is 15. So, and a lot of times we get over 15 leads a week, but that's like kind of like a baseline that we look for. We also help them increase conversions so they can start generating an average of $4,000 to $6,000 per month within 90 days. And I have 316 clients that make in between $16,000 and $32,000 a month, and I have 19 clients that are making in between $55,000 and $150,000 per month. And we help them build systems without having to have tech skills, without having to have a bunch of experience, and without even having to have a website. So what do you need to get started selling your stuff? You're going to, if y'all want to take a screenshot of this, you're going to need a Linktree. I prefer Easy Tree. E is an echo, Z is in zebra tree. It is Black owned and woman owned, and she is fantastic. So, and you can do a lot of branding and flexibility on that particular application. You're going to need a funnel. You're going to need lead magnets. You're going to need a paid offer. Of course, you need content, and you'll need daily call to actions. Okay. So your tree is basically how we make money in social media land. There's really no need for a website when you have a tree, because 75 to 80% of your clients are going to be using their phone when they're interacting with you, when they're looking, learning about you and what you do. Okay. So you can build your own tree if you go to easytree.me. Trees help you increase your conversion and sales clarity for customers, because literally they click the link, they see the button with what they're looking for, and they click it and they buy. Okay. Now you're also going to need a funnel. A funnel is nothing more than the process or the steps that someone goes through to find out that you exist and becoming a customer. Okay. A funnel, that's all it is. Okay. So the first part of the funnel is going to be the awareness. That's where people meet you. So I want you to think about awareness like you're trying to figure out what you're doing this weekend. Are we going to church? Are we going to the club? Are we going to a lounge? Are we going to do painting with a twist? Are we going to a kickback? Like, what are we doing? We're going to a rave. What are you going to do? Right now, when you think about these different locations I just named, you wear different clothing, right? Different outfits to each of these events. Correct? Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't think you wear the same thing to a rave that you wear to church. I don't think you wear the same thing to the family reunion or the family get together that you would wear to a hookah lounge. Okay. So I want you to think about your content like the accessories. Think about it like the outfit. Okay. Your content is going to be the next part of the funnel, attention. Okay. We want to get attention and we want to get the right attention. And depending on what platform you're on, right? Because Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Snap, they all have different content requirements. And this is why a lot of times people say, well, can't I just post this one thing and post the same thing everywhere? 90% of the time you cannot. Okay. Most of the time you can't. So we want to think about our content like our outfit. You're not going to wear the same thing that you would wear to a concert that you would wear to church. Well, unless it's a gospel concert, but y'all know what I mean. You're not going to wear the same thing to see Jill Scott or Usher, okay, that you would wear to go to church. All right. So your content is the second part of the funnel, attention. Okay. AKA, how do we get attention? What are we putting on our page for the particular place we're going to? The third part of the funnel is going to be action. Okay. It's going to be action. This is what do we offer people so we can get that number. Okay. This is the lead magnet. How do you get somebody's phone number or their email so you can communicate with them offline? Right. So we're going to offer you a lead magnet, aka the free gift. They're going to take it, they're going to give us their number, and they're going to give us the email. And now we're going to be able to communicate with them outside of social media, because we know every time we post, everyone doesn't see it. Okay. Then we're going to go to the next phase, which is acquisition, aka someone becomes a customer. They actually spend some money with you. Now, I teach my clients about tier 1 funnels. So typically your acquisition happens without you having to be salesy or ask for a sale. It's going to happen on the confirmation page of them getting their lead magnet. Okay. But when you post inside of your stories, when you run ads, when you put up stuff on your page, when you do a live stream and tell people this is what I have going on and people go and buy, this is the acquisition portion of the funnel. Okay. And then finally, we get to assimilation. That's somebody becoming a part of your community. This is when they go out and tell other people about the brand, about the page, about the company, about the offers. And they're like, hey, you need to get some of this. Okay. So first part is awareness. Second part is attention. Third part is action. Fourth part is acquisition. Fifth part is assimilation. All right. Those are your 5 phases of your funnel. And you have to have a funnel to make money online. Okay. Here's some free sources of traffic for you. This is going to happen in the awareness portion: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, comment sections, hashtags, reels, TikTok. Some people still Clubhouse, and believe it or not, Facebook and LinkedIn groups. Reddit and Quora are also really, really good to get in the threads and answer questions for people. Of course, live streaming, if you're vlogging, and then shout outs are really great ways for you to get free traffic to your page. Now, if you want quick traffic where you don't have to work as hard, but you are going to have to spend money, that's going to come through ads. So using Facebook, or I should say meta ads. So that's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, the audience networks, Google and YouTube ads, sponsored posts. Also, you can do little engagement bots. You just have to be careful with them because some of them will get your account banned. Don't say I didn't warn you, but engagement bots float around for you, and they actually leave comments on different types of pages and posts, giveaway rings, doing solo ads, and then guest interviews on podcasts in your actual post. Okay. So how do we get thousands of followers that buy our stuff? We have to do targeted traffic, because targeted traffic is what works. All right. So first part of targeted traffic is going to be your hashtags and your call to actions. And for a long time, I did not think that hashtags worked, but they really do work. And then I felt stupid for not using them. Okay. So you want your hashtags to be relevant. You probably only want to use one branded hashtag. You want them to be personality based, and they need to be hashtags that are easy to be found and that people are actually searching with right now. So what I will do at this point in time, whenever we get to the hashtags, even if you don't post on TikTok, you should have a TikTok account just to use Creative Search Insights, because you can put in any topic and TikTok will tell you the hashtags that people are using. It's fantastic. It saves you hours and hours and hours and hours of time, and it's accurate. Okay. Next thing, you want to use Instagram and TikTok because they pump so much money into these apps. You want to try and post at least 3 times a day. But if I'm being honest, y'all, 4 to 6 times a day is how you grow quickly on the app. Anytime I get into posting 4 to 6 times a day on, especially on TikTok and Instagram, it may take 3 or 4 days for the algorithm to register it, but it starts pushing me out and I start picking up an average of 100 followers a day. Doesn't matter if even if you got 10 followers right now, if you can start doing that, you will start growing quickly. Also, popping onto trending topics at least once a day. Okay. Commenting is another way that you can build followers, and a lot of people do not realize this. So, if you write down 10 pages that your ideal audience follows and that they like to engage with online, and you make sure you turn on the notifications so that every time one of those pages posts, you can see it and you can be one of the first people in the comments, you'll get hundreds and thousands of likes on your comments, and people will start going to your page to see who you are and follow you. It's all about strategic reach, and is leveraging the power of other people's, presence, and being a part of the sub community that your audience wants to be a part of. So normally I will try and do like at least 50 comments a day, which I'm lying to y'all. I probably do closer to 200, 220 a day, because I see a lot of stuff online that I genuinely like. And if I like it, I'm like, well, I might as well leave a comment because I liked it. Also, the way that TikTok's algorithm is configured at this point, whenever you comment, when you make a post, TikTok will take your post and share it to the other people that were in the comment sections that you commented in. So strategic commenting definitely helps your reach with the right people on TikTok. Okay. Live streaming. This is across the board. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. They love live streaming. It's a great way to chat with people, but all of the apps have their algorithm set up that when you live stream, if y'all notice, your older content will start to get reactivated and the app will start pushing it out. They love a good live streamer. So I would encourage everybody in here to try and live stream or pop on a panel at least once a week. Okay. 3 times is better, but at least once a week. Okay. Ads manager, I normally will pay about $10 a day, and I'll always have some type of ad running in the background just so people know that I exist. And then I also will have an ad that runs to people that already follow me to let them know about my lead magnet or a low ticket item. And then we have sponsor posts. So this is where you're creating content based on information and you're trying to gain a specific follower. And normally that company has sent you, a product or a payment to post and to talk about that. And you as a small business owner, you can actually pay other pages to post your content as well, which I'm not above that. I actually do that frequently and I love it. It gives me really, really good results. Okay. Now, when we're trying to build out interest or engagement, we want to use strategic content. Not to say that these are the only types of content that exist, but these are the types of content that you put out when you want to get a new follower that will become a customer. Okay. So terms and definitions, because that automatically puts you in a position of a resource, and it lets people on your page feel like they don't know that they don't have to know everything to participate in the conversation, that it's okay, that we're learning, and this is that type of environment. Excuse me, any type of concept, summaries, articles, processes, or steps for something. If you want to give people a list of tools, supplies, if you want to do a tutorial, if you want to do any type of thought-provoking video where you have maybe an interesting vantage point or experience with it. People love funny memes because people love to laugh. Relevant news and events, quotes and thoughts of the days, benefits and ingredients, and your common mistakes. You want to post multiple times a day. What I just tell y'all, at least 3, but really 4 to 6 if you're trying to grow quickly, okay? You want to have consistency in your images as far as like the clarity, the color, people being able to make out, what they are in your cover images. You want to have a consistent tone and a consistent voice. You want to choose your style, y'all, and stick with it. And that doesn't mean that you don't have the flexibility to change over time, but like in the same day, we shouldn't see 5 or 6 different styles of posting, if that makes sense. We shouldn't see 20 different fonts on your page and within, your above grid. That shouldn't be going on. And you want to choose your 5 content buckets and put in your subcategories for each content bucket and stick to that. And so if you're consistent in this way, you're going to get consistent cash. There's no doubt about it. You're going to get consistent followers. You're going to get consistent cash. Okay. Now, and it's not just good enough for us to be able to get followers. We have to be able to build a list. A list is going to be your most important asset in a business, online and offline. You want to make sure that you have a way to communicate with your followers outside of Facebook, outside of Instagram, outside of YouTube, outside of TikTok, outside of Snap. Why? Because number one, your account could be banned or get hacked. Number two, none of us own these apps. All of us have lived through seeing different social media apps shut down, like Periscope and Vine. Finsta was another one, right? Also, whenever you post, everybody that follows you doesn't see your post. So you also have to have another way to let people know what you have going on. So we list build through the lead magnets. If y'all remember in the funnel, that was the third thing when we got people to take action, right? Through offering them a lead magnet, aka a free gift. So you just have to ask yourself, what can I offer someone to engage with me? What can I offer someone that would get them excited about giving me, their information so we can stay connected? So this is a list of lead magnets. These are not the only lead magnets that work well, but these are just the ones that people like and they have high conversion percentages, okay? So people love free consultations. They love courses, classes, checklists, coupons, memberships, reminders, any type of exclusive access or content. People love an audio file, believe it or not. They like videos, they like previews, and they like trials. So like if you have a membership and you want to do like a 7-day free trial, 3-day, 10-day free trial, stuff like that, people are into it. And your goal is to have multiple communications and you want to be able to answer people's questions and you want to be able to provide information for them on a regular basis, okay? Next, when we get to a product to purchase, you need to think about what can I offer someone that will correlate with that free offer, aka your lead magnet. Okay. So if I give you, let's say maybe my lead magnet, this example is going to be tools that I use to be a mobile millionaire. And I'll write down all of the apps and tools and softwares I'm using. I give you links to them. Okay. Well, the next thing should be that I may sell is a step-by-step guide on how to put together the system to get your first 10 clients. And so maybe I'll do a training tutorial or I'll do some video modules and I have a workbook to go with it. So everything is cohesive. It all makes sense. Make sure that your lead magnet correlates with the offer. You have to connect the dots for your audience. You cannot assume that they're just going to know what you're talking about. They don't. Everyone thinks differently, okay? So if we're going in order, you're going to post your piece of content. You're going to give a call to action, which is normally going to say DM me or drop a keyword or text this word to this number to get your free XYZ element of B. Okay. Or you may just say, click the link in the bio. Either way, they're going to tap a link. They're going to select the lead magnet. They're going to enter in their name and their email. Then they're going to get redirected to a confirmation page. The confirmation page is going to say, hey, your lead magnet is on the way. And in the meantime, watch this little video. In the video, you're going to give them some ways that they can use the lead magnet. You are also then going to start talking about the next steps once they complete the lead magnet. And this is where you're going to introduce your first paid offer, aka the tripwire. Then your email autoresponder is going to start delivering them emails in your welcome series. Okay. That's how that works. So people see the lead magnet, they go to the confirmation page, they get a tripwire. Whether they get the lead magnet or a tripwire, they're going to get an email with a core offer in it. Then the core offer is also going to be made via social media through ads, on the live streams and in the stories. Okay. So now you have a machine that is working for you that's always making offers and always building new followers. Okay. Once we get through the initial sale, how do we get someone to become a repeat or return customer? This is important because there's only 3 ways businesses grow: new customers, return and repeat, and increase transaction amounts. And you want to be doing a combination of all 3. So you want to look at your offer. Is there any way that someone could get a refill of it? Is there any way they could get another iteration or a newer version? Do you have anything that correlates with it that's going to help someone get optimal usage of this thing? Okay. Do you have any type of advanced trainings if you're doing something that's digital, or if you're doing a membership? If you're doing a service, is there a way to customize this for the customer or for the client? Is there a way to give them follow-up treatments, right? Like for instance, if they wax, well, they need to come in every few weeks to keep getting waxed, right? If you have a membership, do you have anything that's progressive? Do you have any supplemental products? Do you have any opportunity for one-to-ones, special groups, in-person events? Okay. There's always a way that you can think of another offer for the client base. And I don't care what type of product it is that you're using, you can get this done. All right. And this is how you're able to make money consistently from your page, and you don't have to be salesy. Okay. So if we put this all together, you're going to choose your offer, right? You're gonna go back to the top, and you're gonna be like, okay, do I want to do drop shipping? I want to be MLM. Do I want to do a coach, consultant? I want a membership. You're gonna figure out what you want. Okay. Then you're gonna update, and you're gonna create your bio to communicate who you are and who you serve. You're gonna decide what your lead magnets are gonna be and how you're gonna deliver the lead magnets. Then you're gonna build out your tree, and you're gonna create direct links to your lead magnets, to your featured products, and to any of your offers and anything else you want to share. Then you're going to write down your goals, and you're going to write out your call to actions, and you're going to research your hashtags so that we can start attracting thousands of people on the free 99. You're going to start posting your content every day, at least 3 times a day, but ideally 4 to 6 if we want to grow by at least 100 followers a day. And then we're going to also ask people to get the lead magnet every day so we can build up that list, right? And get those sales on the back end. Then you're also going to start promoting your page by collaborating with other people, live streaming, running those $10 a day ads so that more people know that you exist. And you're going to reach out to 7 to 10 accounts every week that you can put comments under. So now you have people coming to you every single day. And this is the blueprint on how you do 100K in a year with only 1,000 real followers, baby. This is really how it works. This is how you get in front of the right people. This is how you connect to the right people every month. This is how you get your followers and you convert them to buyers. And this is how you make daily leads and daily sales. Okay. And it works, y'all. We have so many clients that are earning $1 million, 100,000, 6,000, 4,000, 6,500. Okay. 100,000 in 5 days, 7,700, over $1 million in a few months. Okay. We got it. Okay. So, do you guys see how you can easily make money by just posting to your pages? Do y'all see how you can make money posting to your pages? If you do, give me the number one. Give me the number one. And we're almost done, y'all. We're just going to talk about how we can work together, and then we'll go through Q&A. Okay? If anybody recognizes any mistakes that they were missing in their process, give me the number 3. Give me the number 3 if you recognize some steps that were missing in your process. And for those of you that give me number 3s, do you, or even if you didn't give me a number 3, do y'all understand why you haven't been making sales through your social media now? That you understand like the overall process, like the bird's eye view of what it looks like to put together a system that makes money online. Because a lot of times, people, y'all are doing like little parts here and there, but you don't quite have it all together. Okay. Has this information helped you today? If this information has helped you today, give me the number 1 if this information has helped you today. All right. For any of you guys that gave me the number 1, would y'all like to work with me to monetize your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube? Would any of you guys like to work with me in that capacity for that? If so, let me know, okay? And I'm gonna talk to y'all about it real quick. And even if you don't give me number 1, I'm gonna still talk to you about it, and then we're gonna do Q&A. Okay. If you're ready to create profitable businesses using your phone and your fingertips, you're in the right place, baby. I want you to think about how your life would be different if you were making a few extra thousand every month just from your social media. And honestly, you can do it with support. I will be there to show you my exact systems, my exact processes, and I can course correct you when you are going off the rails. Okay. The best part, you don't have to get stuck. You don't have to lose a ton of money. You don't have to lose a lot of time, and you don't have to do it by yourself. So, when you think about it, it makes the most sense to do it with help. Successful people give themselves every advantage. We have mentors, even Warren Buffett, even the Waltons, even Oprah Winfrey has a mentor, y'all. She has a few. We skip the learning curve. We use proven plans and steps. We reject luck, and we just want to get it done right the first time. And we don't want to lose a lot of ton of money and time and peace of mind. Okay. This is a much easier path than being on the struggle bus, which is what most people take. And you don't have to start from scratch because you can jump ahead of the line because I'll be there to help you out in Instacorn Academy. Okay. Instacorn is the #1 social media monetization and profitable page program in the United States. And I'm very, very proud of that. We have over 900 clients that are six-figure earners and 191 that have made $1 million in less than a year as of 2 weeks ago. And you can create a lead generating, lease building, like getting, follower magnet, engagement popping machine with the help of me and the mentors by your side. It's direct coaching, it's cutting edge information, and it is a blueprint. And it works for all types of clients: authors, virtual assistants, real estate professionals, investors, social media strategists, graphic artists, website designers, people that sell physical products, MLM, virtual shoppers, people that have e-commerce shops and stores, traditional businesses, brick and mortars, doctor's offices, makeup artists, esthetician, all of that. Okay. I have so many clients that have had $1 million months. At this point, it's ridiculous. Okay. Do y'all see that? A big $1,160,000. Okay. In 1 month. All right. And over here, we're working our way towards a $4.5 million year. Here's Marketed by Ray too. A lot of people don't know this, but I helped her get to her first $1 million year as well. Roxana Wilson, baby, over $10,000 before lunchtime. She was able to do that in a couple of hours. And she basically said she did every single step that I told her to do. And she got this money. Earth and Escapes. She's a client that does millions of dollars now. This is her having her first $100,000 month, and she was like, I'm freaking out, and she was so excited, and I was very excited for her. And when we started together, she wasn't doing $1,000 a month in sales. So to go from less than $1,000 a month to over $100,000 a month in sales and do it in 120 days, which is 4 months, is spectacular. So if you're a beginner, you're gonna learn how to think like an entrepreneur, and then step by step how you color in the lines and build your first profitable page from scratch. And you'll have me and the mentors and the communities by your side. If you're a vet in the game, meaning you're making $10,000, $20,000, maybe $30,000 a month, and you're kind of stuck in that area and you haven't crossed over to at least $25,000 a month in profit, you're going to be able to benefit from the training, the mentorship, the new skills, and a lot of help with your ads. And also I'll be able to go in and look at your system and plug up holes basically that you have. You're going to learn specialized processes and formulas for fast results, thinking like a successful entrepreneur, targeting. And by targeting, I'm talking about the specific audience of people that will become a buyer for you, leads and sales, automation, selling through your stories, and building a buying base. If you enroll in Instacoin, you're going to learn how to gain thousands of real followers in a month, create a year worth of content in a day, how to value and qualify your leads, how to write copy that converts. You're going to learn what to post, what to write in your emails, over 35 photo tips and tricks, entries into our exclusive groups, how to build your tier 1 funnels, the basics of your social media funnels, your strategies for your stories. They work on Instagram and TikTok, your live monthly coaching calls. And y'all, this says monthly. We do a live. I do insight sessions 3 times a month now, pretty much every Thursday, but I take the last Thursday of the month off. Story and DM sales. You get autoresponder templates, app tutorials, infrastructure, over 140 video modules as well. And my goal is always to help as many people as possible. So that was the purpose of today's event. And people pay over $20,000 to work with me one-to-one for just 90 days, okay? And they typically pay $1,297 for the strategy that you guys got today. And so I did what I promised, and I told you how to get out here and get this money. So if you're tired of being overwhelmed, you're tired of struggling to find your target audience, you're tired of being stagnant, you're tired of having a lack of sales and income, you're tired of nobody knowing about your offers, your products, your services, your great ideas, your inventions, whatever it is that you're into. You're tired of running ads and they're not working, they're flopping. You're tired of having a lack of engagement. You're tired of making all this effort and not seeing any results. Then you really need to consider joining me inside of Instacoin Academy, because you're not going to see anything else out there like this. You're not going to see anything else as comprehensive. And you sure are not going to see another program at this price point that gives you all the help from live human beings that we give to our students. Okay. You do not need a website. You don't have to be techie. You don't need specialized equipment. And you don't need a large following to make this money. Most of my clients start with me, have under 1,000 followers. Most of them are averaging $6,500 per month at this point. They've grown far beyond 1,000 followers. That's like an additional $78,000 a year. If you could use an extra $78,000 a year, give me the one in the chat. Over 300 of my clients right now, y'all, are making over $16,000 a month. They're making in between $16,000 and $32,000. I have 65 clients right now that are making in between $50,000 and $250,000 per month, not per year, but per month. Okay, you just need an open mind. You need a phone, tablet, or a laptop. You're going to need an Instagram, a TikTok, or a Facebook account, basically, or YouTube. You need some type of social media account. You're going to need an eager spirit. And I have a lot of members of Instacoin Academy that go from $0 to $10,000 a month relatively easily, as long as they're following the plan. And the program is going to work for you if you sell physical products, digital products, courses, programs. If you're a service provider, a consultant, a realtor, or author, you own a brick and mortar, a traditional business, a drop shipper, a e-business, or MLM, or even in a network marketing group. Long story long, it works if you're using social media as a way to attract and convert people, okay? If you're serious about your financial freedom, you're serious about leaving that 9 to 5, or you just want to get additional revenue on top of your 9 to 5, you ready to start your side hustle, increase your income, get your time freedom, then Instacoin is going to be a legitimate pathway for you. Over 140 video modules. We give you posting cycles. You get a private group. You get the weekly coaching sessions. You get homework, PDFs, and templates. You also will get access to a 12-month program and a community that gets more profitable pages than any other community in these streets. Okay. So here's the general cost for Instacoin Academy. Y'all can see it's about $23,797. And basically, I pretty much should be charging $25,000. And y'all know I do charge $25,000 on a regular basis. But of course, I'm not going to do that today. Okay. Basically, whenever we have people that want to sign up, and I don't have to pay the sales reps, I don't have to use a bunch of retargeting and ads, initial ads on the front side. We don't have to do the individual onboarding and the heavy workload. Then I'm able to save the money, and basically I can pass the savings along to you. So for any of you guys that are going to come into Instacoin Academy today, okay, first of all, if you sign up for 12 months, I'm going to give you about $14,000 in bonuses. And all that money that I'm saving from not having to do the reps, the ads, the retargeting, the onboarding, all that good stuff, we're going to take that off of the price as well. And if you sign up for a year, you're going to get access to Monetization Nation for a year as well. Okay. Now, normally Instacoin is $23,797, or we do 4 payments that total $25,000. All right. But if you're coming in today, you can get in for a year for only $4,997, or you can come in for 3 months for $24.97. If you come in for a year, we also are going to give you the branding ID workbook for free, the branding ID workshop for free, digital branding 101 for free, 21-day product creation for free, and you'll get that year of access into Monetization Nation for free. So when you add up all the bonuses together, that's $14,795 worth of training, courses, resources, and additional coaching. Okay. Also, just in case you guys wanted to know, this is a risk-free opportunity because, baby, we popping over here. And what I do actually works. So I have a 60-day action-based guarantee. And that basically means as long as you come into the training, you're actually trying, you're using the program, you got 2 months to try it out. And if it's not working, then I give you your money back. And that's how confident I am in my program, because it works. It's never not worked for anyone. So can you actually do this? The answer is yes. Do you have a phone or a laptop? Of course you do. That's how you're here in this training today. Can you build a system just like mine, just like ours? Yes. Can you get help from me and from the mentors and the success coaches? Yes. Is this more cost and time efficient than traditional school degrees and certifications? Yes. Is your risk covered? Yes. Can you make money being yourself? Absolutely. Okay. So I would implore you, I would encourage you to join Instacoin Academy, y'all. It's really silly if you don't. All right. You can go to this bit link or you can scan the QR code. Either way and get in the game. Now we are officially open for Q&A. You guys can ask me any questions about the training that we went through today. You can ask me any questions about Instacoin Academy as well. And let's see. Let me get this link because y'all need the link to be able to get to the page in the chat, don't you? That would make your life easier. I mean, of course you can do the QR code, but let's get you over to the page. Okay. So when you get to the page, that's right here. This is what it looks like. And you will see if you want to get those $14,000 in bonuses, you need to sign up by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Okay, you can use the link that I just dropped inside of the chat, or again, you can use the QR code. How about I get to the right page though? How about that? But you'll scroll down the page, you'll see a little video of me talking about Instacoin. And right here, here's your 3-month option, here's your 12-month option. And if any of you guys want to be like Tay or Maggie or Earth and Escapes, they all did work with me one-to-one. I have a program that's called KE Cohort. KE Cohort is normally $36,000. And if you've been with me in any of my other programs or you've booked or purchased something from me, it qualified you for a VIP discount. So it gets the price down to $18,000 total. For the $18,000, we will work together one-to-one for 6 months, you and I. You get access to a hyper group. We meet every Tuesday for 6 months. And then you get an additional 12 months of Instacoin to transition you out. So altogether, it's 18 months of us, 6 months one-to-one, and then 12 months inside of Instacoin. If you're interested in KE Cohort and signing up, you would need to let me know so we can try and get on a call together so we can talk about it, see if it's a good fit for you, all of that good stuff. But the majority of you guys are probably going to want to be in Instacoin under the 3-month or the 12-month. Also, if you don't want to use the buy now, pay later, or you know you're not going to get approved for it, we have in-house no credit check flex pay, and you can pop one of these and it'll take you over to the payment plans, and you can do $497 down and then do your monthly payments. Okay. Even if you're not going to sign up for Instacoin, I encourage you to come to the page just so you can watch the interviews and the testimonials, because a lot of times you will learn things from other people. They all have different things that they learned underneath my programs and tutelage that took their business to the next level as far as earning. So some of you guys, it may be the ad. Some of y'all, it may be the structure. Some of y'all, it may be the comments and the Q&A. It's going to be different for everybody. Okay. Now, if you got questions, I want y'all to jump in the queue and we can ask the questions. You don't have to cam up, but it is easier for me when y'all are asking questions if I can talk to you back and forth. So let's see, y'all need the link to get backstage. Let me drop it in the chat, and I'm also going to pin it to the screen. And y'all use that link and y'all will be able to pop back here. And there we go. Y'all see it pinned to the screen, and you can ask your questions. And again, you don't have to cam up. It's just easier when you have questions if I can talk to you, especially if I have follow-up questions. And while I'm waiting on you guys to hop in the queue in the back, let me get rid of some, or go through some normal questions that people normally ask me. Normally people ask me, how long does it take to start seeing results in Instacoin? On average, our clients start making pretty good money within 90 days. However, you could have the work ethic of a panda bear, meaning you don't come to the insight sessions, you're not participating in the skills, you're not in there when we're doing live action training, you are not going through your modules, or you're only going through your modules 1 or 2 a month. Of course, you're not going to get results as fast as people that are showing up every day and they're actually doing the work. The next question I normally get about Instacoin, people normally want to know how much time per week do they need to spend working on their business? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't know who started this vicious rumor online of telling you that you can make money with your social media pages by only, putting in an hour a week. They are lying to y'all. I don't know anybody that only does an hour a week of work. Literally, just from you posting and engaging, you're going to spend an hour a day doing that. Okay. So I would realistically tell you that you need to dedicate 2 to 3 hours per day towards this particular goal. Now, once you get everything up and running, you don't have to spend as much time anymore. You probably can get it down to about 2 hours a day. And if you're thinking about it, if you're working 2 hours a day and if you're doing 2 hours a day and you're making $10,000 a month, then why would you not do it? You're not going to make that amount of money with that little time doing anything else. Okay. Also, people always ask me, how can you pay for Instacoin? You can use your credit card, you can use your debit card, you can use your PayPal account. We also have 3 different buy now, pay later options. We have Sezzle, Shop Pay, and PayPal Credit. We have Klarna too. We have Klarna. So I'm lying. We have 4. Klarna and Shop Pay seem to get the most approvals. They seem to be the most flexible. I think PayPal may be a little bit strict with who they approve, but that option is there. And like I said, you can use your credit card or your debit card, and then we have the Flex Pay where we don't do any credit check. And somebody else normally asks me, what time are the sessions on Thursdays? They alternate. Sometimes we do 12:30 in the afternoon, and then sometimes we do 6:30 in the evening, because we have clients in the kingdom all over the world. Also, some of y'all work during the day, so y'all may not be able to make the 12:30 session, but y'all can make the 6:30 session, right? So we alternate, so that way everybody has an opportunity to come to a live session. Let's see. I think Toya, you're the first person I see back here. Let's see. Let me add you to the stage. Hey, girl.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. I hear you loud and clear. You have great audio. What's your
Thank you.
question?
Thank you. So my question is, my business is more spiritual counseling and coaching.
Mhm. Yeah.
So what do you think that this would be a good fit for me when it comes to that program?
Yes,
Because I'm tired.
I have so many clients that are in the spiritual side. Um, Pastors, orishas, uh, shamanic, Arawaka priestesses, psychics, seers. I have a lot of y'all know I got a lot of clients do a lot of things.
Mhm.
And so we've been very, very successful with helping them build up their businesses, very successful with having them not being overworked. Also
That's my
very
problem.
successful with helping a lot of my clients get physical products too, and also retreats. I have 2 clients. I'm really excited. They were the first 2 that would actually go all the way. And so, I mean, everybody, they're comfortable online, but we actually have built retreats for them, and the retreats are selling out, and it's amazing. And they love it. I love it. We're all loving it. And so, one does retreats where people come and they heal them. She's a Reiki practitioner, and so
Mhm.
she works with a seer, and they, help people heal and get past childhood trauma and blocks and all that kind of stuff. And then my other client, her retreat, she actually helps other people access their spiritual gifts. So she's showing people how to get more in contact, right, with the gifts that they have, how to control them, those sorts of different types of things. But long story long, yes, girl, I got a lot of clients that are on the spiritual side, whether it's spiritual transformation, spiritual healing. Some people that just are psychic mediums. I have clients that are tarot readers. I got a lot of clients that do a lot of stuff in the spiritual side. I have another client. Only thing she does is she removes stuff off of people. She
Mhm.
doesn't do she's in the sessions, but when people have had things thrown on them, that's all she does. She removes stuff. And that's how she makes her money. And she's much happier now. She only works about 3 hours a day and she's making about $26,000 a month. So she's happy. I'm happy. They happy. Everybody happy.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a, but yeah, I have a lot of people that work in spiritual, just healers, seers, just a lot. Mediums. I have quite a few clients that are mediums as well. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much. I'll be seeing you soon.
Okay, girl. I'm ready, honey.
All right.
Look, we'll be in session Thursday.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, and anybody that's considering coming into Instacoin, we finished basic ad training. We did that June, July, and August, and you'll get access to those modules. But we're starting more advanced ads training in January. Just heads up, and we move slow because I know a lot of y'all it's your first time. So advanced ads training is going to be like you learning your pixels, your retargeting ads. I'm going to start teaching you guys how to layer your ads, build your audiences inside of the ads manager, stuff like that. And we'll probably be there the first quarter of the year because we're moving a little bit at a time because I know that this is new information for a lot of you guys. So if you're interested, you need help with that, you should come into Instacoin because in January, you all will see me start promoting an ads camp. And ads camp is going to cost $5,000 to get in. And you come to ads camp, you don't stay with me for a year. You just stay with me for 12 weeks. And you don't get to learn all the other stuff that they get to learn in Instacoin through ads camp. Ads camp is just ads. That's it. None more, none less, just ads. So yeah. Let's see. Is that the only question I had? Nobody else has a question for me today? That's all the questions y'all got? Out of all the information we went through, that's all the questions y'all got? Go in once. Go in twice. 3 times. Well, I don't see anybody else in the queue, and I don't see anybody else saying, wait, like, let me in. I got a question. So I guess that means that I'm going to bid you guys adieu. So use this link that's right here if you want to join Instacoin. If you think you want to work with me in KE cohort, email customer support for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the session. Did y'all enjoy the training today? Let me know. Jeez, Louise, look, I'm ready. I'm used to having to do Q&A for like an hour at the end of one of these. Okay. Let me in. Let you in where? It blocked you. It didn't block you. I can see your comments, baby doll. Use the link. It's pinned. You see it on my screen? Now I do see back here it says your devices aren't connected. I think you have to turn on your microphone or your camera. You gotta turn on your mic or your camera, babe. There you go.
I was trying to get in. I was like, wait a minute, don't. Okay, can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you. That's fine. That's the important part. I need to be able to hear you.
Okay, I can see you fine. Okay.
Oh, there you go. I can see you now.
Okay. Hi, Ashley.
Hola.
Okay. So I have been okay, it's a delay, so I'm just trying to
And maybe if you're on in the front end, I don't hear the delay, but if you're on the front side, like in the chat, and on the back side behind the stage, sometimes I think it'll make a delay or it'll make an echo. But on my side, you don't have a delay on my side.
So what should I do?
You
okay, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Or you can just exit out the front end, but it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. So I have been watching you for some time and just trying to figure out one of the things I like is that you offer so many different products, and I'm gonna be honest with you, like I would love to be in Instacoin, but I just don't have the income for that right now. And so I know that you offer sometimes to meet with people to go through their products because I have 2 companies. One is a wellness side. I'm a physician, but I'm also certified in mind body medicine. I do wellness, I do retreats. And so that's one side. And then I also have a print on demand, inspirational, athletic apparel line too. And so I'm just trying to figure out what is the best thing for me to do. And I don't know if you've had people who have to work up to being able to afford what you do, because I know there's value in it. I mean, I've been following you and seeing what you do. And I know this probably sounds corny, but I know I'm on the brink of something wonderful, like some wonderful things have been happening. But when it comes to the whole Facebook ads and putting all that stuff out, it's just, I don't know. I think the algorithm does not like me. I don't know how to do it. And I know that being able to work with you would be helpful to me, but I just don't know that I can afford to do it. So
Yeah,
I know
so
that was a lot of questions anyway.
the first thing I'll tell you, the algorithm does not like you. The algorithm actually wants you to succeed, because the algorithm goal is to keep people online as long as possible, because the longer you can keep people online, the more money they're making. They make like $6 per minute for each of us that are online. So the algorithm actually wants to like you. It wants to push you. So get that out of your head. You and everybody else that thinks like, oh, the algorithm doesn't like me. No, you just don't understand the algorithm. The algorithm probably doesn't know how to categorize you, or you maybe are not making, doing the basic steps like we talked about today, as far as like your pre-engagement before you post, putting up those 4 to 6 posts a day, having a specific niche, coming up with a specific voice, maybe putting a little bit more effort into like the content and the content style and what it looks like, doing the awareness post every single day to get your attention, right? Those things have to be done. It's not a non-negotiable. And I know, that's not popular to say, but I'm telling y'all this, the reason all these other people aren't telling y'all that is because they want to get your money. And they know if they lie to you and make you seem like, oh, it's just going to be la, 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 that you're going to give me your money, and then you're going to get in there and it's not going to work. So that's why I'm very, very clear with telling people, social media is fun and it's a lot of money to be made as far as being a digital marketer, but you got to clock into it. It's a job. It's a fun job, but it's a job. And so that's why I was very clear, letting you guys know you're going to need to spend 2 to 3 hours a day pursuing this if you're really interested in trying to get to 10,000, 20,000, 40,000. My clients that y'all see, like Tay and Adriana and stuff like that, and they're out here doing over $1 million a month, and Jake and Ben X and these people doing 10 million, 16 million, 20 million a year, stuff like that. You think they just doing 3 hours a day? No, baby, we in it. We in it 7-8 hours a day, whether it's the front end, the classes, the content, the back end, managing the team. That's what comes with it, okay? And I'm not going to lie to any of y'all about that. Number two, because I don't know, I haven't had like an assessment with you, so I can't say what your next step would be. I can just talk from what you told me. And please do not be offended by this. I am saying this with love. You have no business having 2 companies if you're in a position where you can't even afford to come into Instacoin at this price point. That means one of those companies is sucking up too much of your time and too much of your money. And if the company was going somewhere and generating capital for you, you should be able to afford, Instacoin or pretty much any other thing that you want to get into. So I would tell you, going into 2026, you need to figure out which one of those models you want to focus on and it doesn't mean that you can't open the other one back up ever. It just means right now you don't have the capacity to run it. I need everybody in here to listen to me. This is a hard truth. And the sooner that y'all accept this, the sooner you're going to make money faster. Because I promise you, Dr. Lynn, you're not the only one. Majority of people that come to see me have 3-4 different businesses, and the 3-4 different businesses ain't doing squat. Before you can branch out and build something else up, you need to get one thing moving successfully. So when I had my event design and production company, when I first started over there, I was not a social media strategist. I didn't have a media buying company. I was not doing brand deals. I wasn't doing any of that. Once I start making over, and I'm not saying you have to wait till you make $1 million a year, but for me, once I hit $1 million in that's when I got into like the consulting, the media buying, right? I started business development. That's when I started all those other companies. I had to have something that I knew that was working and that was making income well, right? Then when COVID came and I lost $750,000 in like 5 minutes because they shut down everything. So all my event income went, whoo, just like that. But because I already had these other businesses set up, I was able to push more money into the media buying, the digital side, and the brand deals. And I ended up still doing like $6 million that year. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you have to have and this is for everybody. We only have so many hours in the day. And when you're starting something and it's at the beginning phases and it's in the nurturing, it's in the baby phases, your time and attention has to go to it to get it right. You got to get your marketing model right. You got to study your target audience. You got to figure out what those people want from you. Now you have to figure out how to turn around and regurgitate it and put the information out to them so that it's in a way that they can receive and they want to engage with you, right? You have to assess the proper opportunities that you have. You have to look at your packages. You got to go back and study your numbers and see, well, I did this and we had good sales. I did this, they weren't that great. Let me do this again and add this here. You got to take the time, like how I'm talking about being on those 7 to 10 other pages a week. Well, girl, take time to research the pages. Now, people that are in Instacoin, I give them a heads up. They get like, I think I have like 200 pages or something for them that they can just go through and they know they can go advertise or promote on those pages. But then you still have to make the content to look like that page's content so you get the followers to come over. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There's a time buy-in that you have to have, especially when you're first started. And I need everybody to understand that. I hate that there are so many people that get online and lie to y'all and make y'all think all you got to do is take a selfie and do a few hashtags and you're going to be rolling in the money. That comes eventually, but there's these other foundational things you have to have in place first. The next thing I would tell you to do is you probably the first thing you probably need to do is like literally look at the two businesses, evaluate which one do you have the most resources for, the most time for, and what's the most enjoyable for you.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, like I said, not to say that you can't ever pick that other business back up. You can, but we got to get something going on one of those businesses. You also need to be realistic and go through your budget and see what can you cut, because you're going to need money for your apps. You're going to need money for your tools. You're going to need money for your ads. And eventually, either you're going to have to try and learn to add yourself through trial and error, which that comes through you watching free videos and then you going in and spending money and hoping that it works. And if it don't, you got to spend more money. If it don't, you got to spend more money. I'm just giving it up. I learned ads the hard way. I probably spent over a good $420 something thousand before I had it down to where people consider me like the ad genie. And I got people that will pay whatever I ask now to run their ads because they know Ashley Ann get results. But when I first started, there was not an Ashley Ann. When I first started, there were not all these people that had classes and courses that you could sign up online. We just had to get in there and figure it out. It was the wild, wild west. Because you got to remember, it was almost like, 16, 17 years ago when I started running, you know what I'm saying, in the ad game and ads manager and all of that. There was not anybody to shortcut the way I can come in and look at your stuff and say, don't you spend your money on that. That ain't right. That wasn't there. So if you can watch videos, you can get books, and you're going to have to trial and error money out of your own pocket if you can't afford to get into a program. And unfortunately, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I have the cheapest program when it comes to ads. Everybody else that teaches ads, they would charge you for the front end of Instacoin on the consultant. Then they would turn around and charge you another $5,000 to $10,000 to run ads. And I don't do that. I put it all in one because for me, it's a part of running a business. So realistically, books, watching YouTube videos, and trial and error is how you're going to learn that part. And it's really more about your audience. Once you have your evaluation, you can make a list of things you need to do in your business. If you know you need a tree, you know you need a funnel, you know you need help with your target audience, you know you need assistance with content creation, you're going to have to prioritize which one of those is first. And then you just buy a class at a time to help you with your skill set until you get that together. And that's the best advice I can give you, because the problem is, let's say you go book a power session with me and I can tell you what to do, you still not going to know how to execute on it.
Right.
And that's most people. there's a reason why I have so many clients that are making money inside of Instacoin. It's because they're getting the help, and you're not being left to your own interpretation and your own understanding, which 9 times out of 10 is not going to be correct because your brain has not been molded yet to think like an entrepreneur. And that's a very real thing. And I please, I know it sounds harsh when I say that, but I'm not meaning it in a disrespectful way or a harsh way. And that's to everybody. I have so many clients that will tell you, they're like, I should have been came over here and got in your class. I should have been came over here and worked with you, because all of a sudden they're making money. Tay, in his testimonial video, Tay had 5 coaches before he had me. Cece had 6 before she had me. Marketing by Ray had 4 before she got to me. And they had spent like over $40,000, $50,000 on other people and then got to me, and I'm the person that helped them get to the money. So realistically, if you know, and this is not just for you, this is anybody that's on here, you probably need Instacoin, or even you would do better in KE cohort because you need the one-to-one attention. You sit down and either you save it to the side, and in the meantime you make a list of priorities and say, okay, I can't get the whole enchilada, but I know I'm doing a bad job. I'm not reaching the people that will be customers. I'm not reaching them. They're not even seeing me. So that means I need help on targeting, and I need help on content creation. Let me go find a program, a course, a class. Let me watch videos, read books, and you got to trial and error it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's how that works. And I know people don't want to hear that because it doesn't feel great, but it's the truth, y'all. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all because I love y'all and I want y'all to do well. And it breaks my heart when people come to me and they have already spent $70,000, $80,000 on other programs and coaches, and they're out of this money, you know what I'm saying? And they haven't gotten any results. Mm-hmm. And everybody in here that got 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses, baby, put them down. Put them down. You got to get one that's up and working, and then you pick up another one.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. The business that I have, I mean, it pays for itself, but I need to go to the next level. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it's hard to split your time and your energy. And I have people who help me. And like I said, I just had a very successful retreat, and that was great. And I'm right on the precipice of it, but I need to get into Instacoin. You're right. You're right. And just so I understand, it is the 12-month versus the 3-month. Those are the payment plans. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a 3-month in, and then there's a 12-month. And of course, the better deal is doing the 12-month, right? Because it's like you get 3 times longer and the price isn't even double. So 12 months is, of course, the better buy. But some people, they'll come in and they'll do the 12-month because that fits their budget better. They'll start making money when they're in the 12-month, and then they do an extension with us. And they say, hey, I'm almost to the end of my, I'm almost to the end of my 3 months. There may be like week 9, week 10 or something, and then they'll get an extension, and we'll do an extension package for them for another 3 months or 6 months. And so we have a lot of clients that do that too. I just try and make things accessible for people at different levels, but at the same time, I still have costs, right? So I've basically broken this down to a base level cost. So this is not profitable for me when I offer things at this price, because we still got to pay for the apps that are pushing out the modules. My success coaches, they do not work for free. They send me invoices every single month. The team that's running the Q&A and making sure that, y'all are like, oh, I can't come to the live, I need Ashley to answer this or that. And the third, baby, they not free. All of our, you know what I'm saying? Like everything has a cost that's associated with it. So, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I used to think in a dream world I would offer it for free. I still wouldn't, because I at this point I don't want to offer any more significant courses, programs, classes for free, because 90% of the people, probably 96% of the people that get them don't even do them. Mm-hmm. They don't even do them, and that's infuriating to me. So, and it's true. People pay attention to what they pay for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why the bank makes you have skin in the game. So You know, my prices are always, like I said, they're already way lower than my competitors for what they get. And so my goal is to help people and put people on. That's one of the reasons I live stream and stuff like that for free. I started the affordable workshop series. Once Donald Trump got in the office, I was like, ooh, people gonna need some help. And people didn't realize they're gonna need some help until we got about in April. And they was like, oh snap, I need some help. I'm like, So, but like when it comes to business, when it comes to making money, do it. Get those multiple streams, y'all. But pace yourself and don't compare yourself to somebody like me that's been in business for going on 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I've been at this for a long time. And then guess what though? Every day though, I still have to do things that are new. I'm still a beginner at something. Right. This, I don't know, I'm gonna tell y'all this, but it's true. So like one of my hobbies that I've picked up over the past months, I've been learning how to read faces, like, you know, Asian, like facial reading by like your face shape, your brows, you know, lines of your faces, creases, all of that. And so anyway, I'm new at that, right? And I know it's going to take me years and years and years of study and practice to be able to get really, really good at being able to read a face in the energy that's on it, and like life path and line and all of that, right? And I'm okay with that. So when I'm taking a class, yeah, I'm in the beginner seat. And I would tell, baby, I'm a beginner. I'm a novice. I don't know what I'm doing, okay? I need all the baseline help that I can get. But if somebody come over here and they ask me something about business, you see what I'm saying? I'm big mama in the business world. So, and I just want y'all to understand that you may be big mama or big daddy in what you do as far as your skill, what you're educated in, your hobby, the thing that you know. But business is a skill, just like that thing is that you do. And it's okay to be a beginner and work your way up to intermediate and eventually get to advanced.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
You're so welcome. Thank you for asking that, because I know you're not the only one in that position. I know she's not the only one, baby, because y'all love, most people come to me. They be like, I got 11 million businesses. And I'll be like, okay, we need to get them down to one. even though she only got two, baby, I'll be coming, y'all be turning everything to a business. I'll be like, baby, I can't keep up with your LLCs and you can't either. Okay, you ain't even using them, you ain't even get your tax benefit right. Side note, I forgot to mention that for any of you guys that are coming into Instacoin, we have a tax preparer that actually is a tax compliance specialist, and that's a big deal. I was in business for a while, and I had to get in trouble with the IRS before I learned that I needed a tax compliance specialist and not a CPA. And so anyway, she teaches bookkeeping, she teaches taxes, she teaches you how to do your expenses. She teaches you how to, if you're going to do them yourself, what you can claim, your deductions, your credits, so that you actually get money back from the IRS and your business still shows as profitable, so you can go out and get business loans and lines of credit and all of that stuff too. That's something unique that we have in Instacoin too that nobody else has. Anyway, anybody else got any questions before we get out of here? Any questions, y'all? Any other questions? Going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Okay. Now I know some of y'all in here are VIP. So that means that I will see y'all tomorrow afternoon. Y'all, please remember, tomorrow is a workshop day. Workshops are different than webinars. Okay. Workshops, we're working. You will get your workbooks tomorrow before class. And you can print them off, or you can, if you're going to do them on your screen, then you need a second screen to watch me on. Okay. Because we're doing a lot of math tomorrow. Okay. So by the time we finish, you're going to know how to budget for a campaign. You're going to know how much your costs per click should be for an ad. You're going to know how much traffic you need to get to your website. You're going to know how many emails you're sending, your text messages. You're going to know all of that, okay? Tomorrow is a workshop with a real strategy. So those of you that are VIP and you bought tickets for today and tomorrow, just keep in mind, you need to be have it on your calendar to spend some time, baby. Just go and block off about a good 4 or 5 hours for me tomorrow, okay? It is a working day. We're not going to be like going through an overview of how social media work. We're getting right to work. Everybody got it? Everybody got it? Is there a replay of this one? If you are a VIP, the VIPs get replay of today, and they get replay of yesterday, plus they get the workbook. And I believe they got digital branding 101 as well. And they got live access to both too for the VIPs. Any other questions y'all got? Okay, y'all. Well, use this link in my bio. Go over and sign up for Instacoin. I would love to help you build your business. Love to help you build your brand. If you're trying to get those $14,000 in bonuses, make sure you sign up by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Okay, that's how you get all of the free like branding courses, the 21-day product creation, and all of that good stuff. Okay, you need to do that for tonight before 11:59. Now, if you sign up tomorrow and it's after 11:59, you can sign up, but you're not gonna get all them bonuses. Okay, yeah, picking up what I'm putting down. The bonuses are for people that sign up tonight for the 12-month. That's called, and I'll teach y'all that in Instacoin. It's called that's called a fast action bonus. Okay, fast action bonuses are incentives that make sense for your client or your customer to sweeten the pot for people that don't delay. Okay. Also, the fast action bonuses typically are a way to say thank you to a customer or a client for trusting in you, your abilities, or being willing to spend their hard-earned money with you versus a competitor. Okay, so if you guys ever decide you're going to do webinars, you're going to do trainings, anything like that, you always want to make sure you try and do something to say thank you for the clients and the customers that come in immediately. So we like to give discounts and we like to give really cool bonuses. All right. You said you want to be a VIP. Can you email customer support? Because I think they have to give you a back-end link so that you can get the VIP price. Because I think it went up and they can give you the old one. The old one was $97. I think it's $197 now. So email customer support and say, hey, I want to be VIP for the weekend. And they can give you the $97 link instead of the $197 link. And so then you'll be able to get access for today. You'll get access for tomorrow. You'll get your replays for today and tomorrow. You get your workbook and you'll get digital branding 101 for free. Any other questions, you guys? Go in once. Go in twice. 3 times. I don't see any other questions. Copy the link in the bio if you want to join Instacoin. If you took a screenshot of the QR code, that's cool too. You can use that as well. Where's it at? Let me pull it up one more time in case somebody wants to take a screenshot. There we go. That's the QR code. Wait, I need to get this off. This is blocking the QR code. There we go. Thank you, Nisha. If y'all want to take a screenshot of the QR code or that page, you can go to that bit link or you can go to the QR code if y'all want to sign up before 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I think we'll email the link to you guys too if y'all want to sign up. If y'all got questions, y'all can email customer support. If you got questions about Instacoin, email customer support. Somebody will be in the inbox tonight. I think we're all tag teaming in there off and on. And remember, if you want the bonuses, it's if you sign up for 12 months. You got to sign up before 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I cannot wait to see y'all tomorrow. Now, y'all, tomorrow we going to work. I don't want y'all cussing me out tomorrow, okay? Today was easy. Today you just got to listen. Tomorrow we working, all right? I will see you guys later. And also, let me say this. Thank you for everybody that sent me a condolence message about my mother. It really means a lot to me. There are thousands of you that sent me messages. And I'm very, very appreciative for your kindness, your prayers, and your understanding. I'm working through, just like anybody else, but I just wanted to tell you guys thank you. And I appreciate everybody who has booked something or purchased something to help keep me busy. Because typically, over the past few years, when I would do a training like this, either my daddy or my sister would be here during the training, or if they weren't, we would do a little pause break and I would go upstairs, and check on her. Go upstairs with her tea or her medicine. Go upstairs with her food. And so it is, it's different for me right now not, you know, not taking care of her in the moment, and it's an adjustment for me. So I just want to say thank y'all so much for all your prayers, all your well wishes, all your condolences. Some of y'all have shared your stories about losing your parents and tips and things like that that you did to get through it. Some of y'all have already started sending gifts, to me. Some of y'all got together and y'all sent flowers to the funeral home, which was very, very kind, very sweet of you. I just want to say thank you very much to y'all, okay? All right, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.